Wake up, tap in, drop a super chat now. Morning run go dumb, funniest in town. If you ain't sub yet, sit your ass down. If you ain't sub yet, sit your ass down. Hey runner, grab your coffee.
Chill. If you ain't subbed yet, sit your ass down. Y'all know what it is. The Morning Run. Big Dog Chico, Uncle Neely coming to you live and direct from the middle of the ocean in the middle of America. We're going to talk about some Colorado Buffs football, some NBA basketball, and everything else that's going down in the sports world and entertainment world today. Y'all got any questions, comments, anything? Join the conversation right now. Get in the chat. Leave where you're from, where you're representing at. Whatever it is, your city, your country, your state, whatever you want to represent with us from the East Coast to the far West Coast. And it's Friday. You might be blowing on that good, should I say the best smoke? I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, Uncle Neely, how you doing? What's cracking? What's going on today?
Man, Chico, when you talk about baseline, Wemby is dominant the baseline, the mid-range, the three-pointer, the free throw line, the bench, the locker room, wherever. It has now forced a Game 7. I picked the Spurs to win 4-2, but look like it's going to have to be 4-3 or the Spurs going to go home. 118-91, Spurs over Oklahoma City in San Antonio, Texas, but now that Game 7, as OKC had the home court advantage, Game 7 goes to OKC for Saturday night. Chico, what are some of your takeaways from that Game 6 victory that forced 7 games?
Well, first off, you predicted the Spurs to win this series. I reluctantly predicted the Thunder to win this series, although I like the Spurs a lot. And we're going to that predicted Game 7 also, which we thought would go 6 or 7 games. I think this has been a seesaw series back and forth. This could very well end in an OKC blowout at home with the way the series has been going, or it can win, or it could be a Spurs win, on the road, a very close win. I don't know right now, but I got to stick with my guns, and I'm going to go with the more experienced team, and I'm going to go with OKC, although they didn't show that experience last night, the young Spurs came out there and dominated, did what they had to do. They went to the big man. The Spurs are undefeated in these playoffs, I think. I think they're undefeated in the playoffs when Wemby scores over 25 points, 25 or more. So that's what they got to do. Get him the ball, let him score, let him take over, and let the other guys play around him. Kind of like what OKC does. It's damn near a carbon copy of what OKC does with Shea and all the players around him. You got to just have guys like Dort step up, Case and Wallace step up, the Williamses step up, Caruso step up. You have to have all those guys to play well to win for OKC. And they can do that, especially when they're hitting shots at home. They didn't fall for them on the road against the Spurs, but could be a different game back home. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. If I had to put money on, if I had to go to mybookie.ag and bet on this, I would. I'll be hard pressed. I don't know where to go, but I'm going to stick with my guns and go with OKC.
Yeah, the way this series has gone, man, particularly when you got to Game 2 and Game 3, if nothing else, you just felt like this is going to go 7 games. You had close ones. You had blowouts on both sides. You've had the stars not show up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not surprised this thing is going 7. And this is why you do what you do in the regular season, because you want to have that home court advantage should it come down to this. And home court advantage means a lot in Game 7, in basketball. But I tell you this, Chico, I wouldn't be surprised somebody wins by 1. I wouldn't be surprised somebody wins by 15. But I do have a question that nobody out there wants to talk about, Chico. Nobody is asking.
And what's that?
If the MVP of the NBA would have played 6 games like he was the MVP of the NBA, this game wouldn't be going 7 games.
Okay.
I don't think there's been enough scrutiny or question marks around the consistent or inconsistent play of SGA this series. I don't think he has looked like the MVP this series. I don't think he's made MVP decisions. Certainly haven't put up MVP numbers. And that's in some of the wins and the losses.
Right.
And I really do believe that these varying officiating crews that you reach this level of season, for the most part, every ref out there is a captain, if you will, of their own crew. So you have very experienced refs out there. They not falling for that falling.
For the okie doke.
You know, I told y'all a stat last show that 17% of his shots, almost 20% of his shots, ends up with him laying on the floor after the shot, and that don't mean he got touched.
Right.
And when you look at like the number of free throw attempts that they had this game past, look toward the regular season, you can just tell like, the refs, they ain't falling for that like they used to fall for it. But even from a production standpoint, 0-5 from 3-point, 6-18 on field goal shooting, 28 minutes, 15 points. I just say this, man, it's amazing what could be accomplished when you're likable. What that mean, huh? Man, when people like you, they leave you the hell alone when you ain't doing good. But if James Harden was doing these James Harden like numbers the SGA doing, man, y'all be trying to crucify.
Yeah, they'll be on them. And no one on the team for the Thunder scored 20 points in that game.
Nope.
So you had a full team struggle. So we'll see how that game 7 plays out, man. Do you have a clear prediction for this one?
Nothing has happened to suggest that the Spurs can't win. So I'm still going with them, winning the Western Conference. I'm only off by 1 game, so I'm going to still go with them. And I like that stat you put about when Wemby scores more than 25 because, frankly, all due respect to OKC and their swarming defense, all due respect to their coaching staff, the only person I've seen stop Wemby from getting 25 is Wemby. When he makes his mind up, I'm going to go to the basket more than I settle for shots, he gets more than 25.
Yeah.
Can he shoot the 3? Yes. Can he shoot the mid-range? Yes. Does he have that jab step pull-up? Yes. But when he gets aggressive and goes to the basket, he's scoring 25 plus.
Yeah, he just says, listen, I'm going to get in the paint. Nobody's going to stop me. I think they can set some picks on the big men, too, to get them Hartenstein and them up off of some. They can set some back screens or something, man. Free him up and get him the ball in the paint, let him go up. You see, every time he touches the ball close to the rim, he's smart enough and aware enough to know he could just tap it in or he could turn this way. He's long enough to just finish it. Damn, like if we go outside and play with our little nephews or something on a 7-foot goal or a 6.5-foot goal, actually, and we just dunking that bitch. Now you dunking that thing. Hey, I'm sure you've done that before, Unc. You just bully some of those little kids in the neighborhood.
Well, you love putting stuff on. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the key. I want to give y'all another key for Saturday night. Game 7. Chico teed up on the Wemby side, 25 plus points. They win. Oklahoma has got to get to the foul line, right? They were 11 of 12. They only got there 12 times. Spurs got there 25, 21, 25. Oklahoma got to shoot 20 free throws. They shoot 20 free throws, they win, or if Wemby scores 25 plus, Spurs win. Those will be my line items to watch.
Well, it's going to be a big one right there. Chat says Caitlin Clark's stat line from last night, we moved to the WNBA.
I didn't see.
Well, a lot of people have been talking about that online as he skipped the post-game media, kind of like what Wemby did after his loss.
Yeah, you get one.
Yeah, and they warned him. She finished with a season low 16 points on 25% shooting last night. They lost by 2 versus Golden State. Clark was 3 of 12, 2 of 6 on 3-point land. Struggles continuing. What do you think about Caitlin Clark this season? Will she be able to bounce back? Is she on a decline or something? What's going on?
It's kind of like when they said with Fudd, but their game 1, she already bounced back and been putting up buckets. Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark. I ain't thinking about no one-game stat line. Particularly, she dropped 16. If anything, work the ball around more. If you're going to shoot that many times and only get 16, might want to let somebody else shoot, but she'll be fine. She's a scorer.
Yeah. She did have 6 assists, but 5 turnovers. Kind of like if we take it back to the Spurs with Castle, when he's on the floor alone and no De'Aaron Fox, he has more turnovers than assists. When Fox is on the floor, those turnovers go way down as the assists continue to go up. So I think they should continue to have De'Aaron Fox as their primary ball handler. Yeah, it's just kind of reckless with it sometimes. He reminds me of Derrick Rose. You know how he attacks the basket, his athleticism and stuff.
And it looks out of control.
Looks out of control, but got to find a way to take care of that ball. So same thing with Caitlin Clark. and Stephon Castle. So, hey, that's
Yes, sir.
WNBA, NBA action. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with us. Go to mybookie.ag to make your bets. Also get in the comments and let us know what you're thinking on all of our different platforms out there. Make sure you follow us on social media as we go to our special guest coming up right now. Let's
Okay.
wake up, tap in, drop a super chat now. Yeah.
Wake up, tap in, drop a super chat now. Morning run, go dumb, funniest in town. If you ain't sub yet, sit your ass down. If you ain't sub yet, sit your ass down. Hey, runner, grab your coffee.